Hello and welcome to Katrinas Creations. This is our Saturday episode and I have a ton of little amigurumi finished objects. So let's get started. I used a free pattern by Crafty is Cool and I believe they were just called baby monsters. I will put a link down below if you want to go check it out. But they were the basic form of the little monster, and then you could be creative and change their faces and, you know, put little things on their heads. And so I had all kinds of fun with these. I have made a total of, I think I have 10, because they're pretty easy to make. Mine came out bigger than what was shown simply because I used the fuzzy chenille yarn. And a little bit bigger hook because I was using the thicker yarn. So mine are bigger, but I think they're perfect. So I've had fun with these. These are cute. So here's the first one. And they have little felted backs of their eyes and the teeth. So there's the first one. Here's the second one. His little mouth, because this is all made up of all the leftover colors because I didn't want it to go to waste. But the mouth doesn't show up as well, so I might have to change that and do something a little different. But yeah, they have a little tooth sticking out too. Actually, they have two teeth sticking out. There you can see it. Then we have this one. It was also a way to use up different shaped eyes that I had that were odd. So I made those. I'll show you two at a time. Here's this one. She has a little bow in her hair. This is the girly one, and little eyelashes. And then we have one that's just kind of goofy looking. I basically got 2 out of each color of yarn. So 1 skein of yarn, and this yarn that I used was just chenille from Premier Yarns. I got it from the Dollar Tree, so it was $1.50, and I got 2 little monsters out of each, plus enough left over to go around once or twice for here. So there's these little guys. This one I gave a little pom-pom. And here we have another purple one. He's got 3 eyes. And then we have this one with 2 pom-poms for the head. And then lastly, we have this one, which we won't say what it looks like because we all recognize this little critter. Yeah, so anyway, those are the 10 little monsters. Then my daughter was over and she was like, you should make positive potatoes. I was like, what in the world are positive potatoes? I've never heard of that before. She said, oh, well, they're all over Amazon and everything. She says they're little potatoes that are crocheted and they hold up little positive sayings that have potatoes in the theme. So I kind of went online, looked at them, and then figured out how to make them myself. I just need to, I have 3 of them made here. Let me show them to you first. So here they are, 3 little potatoes. And then I need to put they have little arms that look basically like little flippers. And that's what holds the little sign. So you just have something like you are spud-tacular, things like that are just potato related. So yeah, I have to get the labels printed out for these yet and make the little arms, but otherwise they're ready to go. So I thought, well, we'll start out with 3 and we'll see how well they go. So those are my finished objects. Now the cowl I am wearing today is actually one of my patterns. I've shown it before, but this is little holes on the bias pattern. It is available through Lovecrafts. Down below you'll see a link that says My Patterns. If you click on it, it'll take you over to Lovecrafts where you can check it out for yourself. Now my works in progress, I am still working on my poncho. Here it is so far. I think when I showed it to you last week, I had just started back into, I think I was in the yellow going into the white. Not positive, but I had like 3 or 4 of these different color changes done. So I've done a little bit more there. I've actually spent a lot of my time making the little monsters because I was having all kinds of fun with them. And then the other thing is got all my other yarn attached to it. This is my cardigan, and I should put a stitch marker to show you how, or a progress keeper so you can see how far I've gone, but I have gone a ways more with it. I am almost done the decreases for the yoke at this point. I think I have like 1 or 2 more rounds to go, and I will be done the yoke, and then I start the bottom of this. So that's what I've been working on this week. What have you been working on? Like to contribute to our show and tell segment, it is open to anybody, and it does not have to be something you just made. It can be something you made several years ago that you'd just like to share and that we would like to look at. It also doesn't need to be just crochet either. We've had diamond painting, we've had wreaths, we've had anything crafty. We all like to, if we're into these kind of crafts, chances are that we're into other crafts as well. So if you would like to share your project with us, you can do so by sending me an email at KatrinasCreations@yahoo.com, or you can post the information and the picture on my Facebook page, which is Katrina Knits. And if I see it over there, I will know it's okay to post it for show and tell. So thank you to those of you who contribute each week. I really do appreciate it. Otherwise, show and tell would be really boring if you just had to look at the stuff I've made. So if you missed yesterday's video, it was how many hexes, and I was talking about how many hexagons I had accumulated at this point. I'm making a hexagon blanket for a king-size bed, and I have 175 hexagons so far. I need a total just to cover the top of the bed. I think I said I figured out it was 360 or 380, forget, something like that, 360, 380 in order. In fact, let me look, I've got it written down here. 380. I was going to need that many just to cover the top of the bed, but I have all of my yarn advent calendar yarn to open in December. So yeah, I should have enough by the time I finish, but I also included in that segment, after adding how many hexes I was going to need for the bed, I also showed a short tutorial on how I'm going to hook them together, because I'm not sewing them together this time. I'm doing it a little bit different. So if you missed that tutorial and you want to check it out, you can click the link right here. That will take you over to it. This Friday's video, I'm going to be showing you my winter shawls. Now I think I counted one time 36 shawls that I have, which sounds like a lot, but I actually do wear most of them. There's a couple that I don't wear all that often, and I am thinking of maybe selling those because I've made them, they were fun to make, and then I've never worn them. So I am going to sort through some of those, but I have some that are more lighter weight. They're like fingering weight shawls, things that I wear in the spring and the summertime just when it's just a little cool, or like when I'm sitting in church and the air conditioning comes on and I about freeze to death. But anyway, I always carry a shawl with me at church because of that. It's always a little chilly on my shoulders. But in the winter time, I tend to have my heavier shawls. So I'm going to pull those out and show you and model some of my heavier shawls that I tend to wear just in the winter time because they are so heavy. Yeah. So now it's time for... So in our Come and Get It section this week, we have Knit Picks. They have 20% off of what they're calling Yarns Giving bundles. They are fall colored yarn, and they come in different, like 3-ball bundles, 5-ball bundles, and you can pick and choose. You know, you can look through and see what the bundles are that they put together, and there's different prices for the different bundles. But it seemed like it was very reasonably priced, and like I said, they've already color coordinated the colors all together. So if you're looking for a fall project, these are going to go well together because they've already put them together for you. So that is over at Knit Picks. This is the first of the month, which means they will start their new yarn of the month that'll be 20% off. But because I'm filming this on Friday the 31st, I don't know ahead of time. Sometimes they send me promotions ahead of time that let me know what the yarn of the month is going to be. I didn't get it this month. They didn't send me one. So yeah, just make sure to go over and check out Knit Picks. It'll be up there and it'll tell you what their yarn of the month is going to be for November. So Lion Brand, they have 30% off of yarn and kits plus double points. Now that sale ends tomorrow, which would be the 2nd of November. Now, if you're not familiar with Lion Brand, what the points system is if you are a member of Lion Brand, and it's simple to do, it's free, you just sign up by putting an email address in. They send you emails when they have sales, and they let you know what they are. But when you buy things, and if you sign in, make sure if you go to Lion Brand and you're going to buy something, make sure you're signed in. Then for every purchase, you accumulate points. Those points then can be used as a discount to buy other yarn. So it's kind of a rewards program, but you do need to be signed up to do that. But in order to get this current discount of 30% off yarn and kits plus double points, you do need to use a coupon code of BOO30DP. And again, that sale ends tomorrow. Mary Maxim, they have up to 60% off in their yarn deals. They also have a yarn sale. There's separate sections. One is yarn sale, one is yarn deals. So make sure you check out both of them because they have good sales in their clearance, but they also have good ones in their yarn deals. So that's Mary Maxim. And then lastly, I found this over at Premier Yarns. And I wish I would have found it before I bought some of this maybe, because they actually have, it's called, trying to read my own writing here, Stash Goals Chenille Bag. Chenille is this fuzzy yarn, and this, like I said, is Premier Yarn. It is a chenille bag. It is 500 grams of yarn, or 1.1 pound of chenille yarn. It's 2 separate skeins. It is a 6 weight, which is super bulky, for $8, and it comes in a whole bunch of colors. So if there's some big project you're going to make and you need just specifically one color, or if you're making a lot of like stuffed teddy bears or something and you want one specific color, this is super cheap to do that. To get that much yarn for $8 is a really, really good deal. Yeah, I don't need that amount in that, just one color. But otherwise that would be a really super deal. Especially if you were gonna make like a blanket or something like that, or a big teddy bear, something like that for a gift. Yeah, it's a good deal for $8, because normally I think a skein of that, the bigger skeins run like $6, something like that. So for $8, you're getting 2 big ones. And you're getting 1.1 pound of yarn, which is quite a bit. So those are the sales that I know of. As I find more, like I said, the end of this, with this video filming at the end of the month and the next day starting the new month, I don't have some of the new sales that are starting as of November. So as I run into those, I will let you know, and you will know about those sales if you're subscribed to my channel. So if you haven't already, click that little red subscribe button down below, and that way you will see videos come out and you'll be notified whenever there is a sale, which, yeah, we all like a sale. So anyway, yes, if you haven't clicked that little red subscribe button, please do so. If you've enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. It does help YouTube to recognize my video and put it out for other people. So, and speaking of that, we are at, we are 50 people away from hitting our next 100 subscribers, so we're halfway there. Every time I hit 100 subscribers, I do a yarn giveaway, so we're halfway to the next yarn giveaway. One more reason, click that little red subscribe button. So that is it for this week. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again on Friday. Bye, everybody.